Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. I love that we're in fall because the sun is a little more to the west by the time we get together. Hi, buddy. At 4:30, and so I'm not so fighting against trying to get light in here, which is nice. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello. Full moon blessings! Full moon blessings! It is very, very exciting. I am absolutely thrilled. I am loving this full moon. Now, also keep in mind Mercury retrograde pre-window is coming soon. So Mercury retrograde actually starts in the beginning of November. No, actually, when does it start? It starts, yeah. So retrograde starts the 9th. So we're going to have a retrograde window. Pre-window is going to be like right in between, before Halloween, where the Dia de los Muertos things start to happen around the 26th. So just know we're in, we're in the fall, and we're in October, and all of that is good, but a retrograde is coming, and they come several times a year, so this should not be like and if you've been listening to me for any kind of period of time, you know that I am not a person who will counsel you to panic about retrograde. Retrograde is not a time to panic. Retrograde is a time to listen. The retrograde, okay, so this is coming at the end of the month, so we start to get into Dia de los Muertos stuff around the 26th of October, as we come into Halloween, and then we will start to get in the Mercury retrograde at that time, that pre-window. So Mercury retrograde is actually going to start the 9th, but we know we can feel that stuff a coming starting around the 2 weeks beforehand, right? Because we know energy is not turned on and off like a light switch. So we do know that we need that we have a little bit of the up and a little bit of the down. But for today, we are in the full moon. The full moon will actually peak on the East Coast just before midnight tonight. So you have, this is going to be a super moon. So if the weather is nice near you, it's been really cloudy and rainy here in the southeast. If you are in a place where the moon is visible, definitely try and get out and see it, because this is a super moon. This is the harvest moon, shine on harvest moon. That is all I know of that song, but this is the time. Now, as we talked about last week, things are moving, and we're seeing this in lots of different places, right? We're seeing this as things are moving forward for the things like, oh yes, we have things we want to do, and things are moving forward. But we're also seeing things move forward that might be scary and upsetting and frustrating. So when things start to move forward, they all start to move forward. Everything starts to move forward. Now, I do want to say a couple of things. First, I want to talk about the Infinite Possibilities workshop that's coming up starting on Wednesday evening for 3 weeks. And then I also want to talk about this amazing, just really wonderful reading I was privileged to do yesterday with 2 women who had both lost their daughters to cancer. So first of all, Infinite Possibilities. Okay, I sent out a very special email today, and I posted it on all the socials, so you should be able to see it, that says, hey, I'm doing a drawing for 20% off the tickets. So remember, this is an intentionally small class, but there is still space available, and if you have been on the fence, it is not 48 hours away. The class is coming. Do not miss your seat. So it's only $100. I think it's 99, and then Eventbrite has taxes. So it's or fees or whatever they've got. But this is an opportunity to get 20% off. But you've got to. It's very simple. You've got to read the instructions in the post, read the instructions in the email, which is basically share, copy, post, tag me something, and let me know, and you're entered into the drawing, and we'll do the drawing tomorrow so that you'll have plenty of time. But we want to make sure that the people who are serious about being ready to shed limiting beliefs, being ready to move in new directions, to really let go of things that we hold on to. Some of you may remember if I had told the story about tomatoes and avocados before, because I've told that a couple times in the past. So when I was growing up, we had avocado tree and mangoes and avocados. We had a mango tree in my backyard and an avocado tree in my backyard. And we also had possums because we had these fruit trees. And they made a holy mess of these fruits, and they would smell, and it was rotting, and there was just guff on the ground. And I just thought that both of these things, mangoes and avocados, were completely disgusting. That is my go-to. That is the fact of my life. No mangoes, no avocados, my whole life. Until one day I tasted guacamole and thought, this is delicious. What is that? That's avocado. I said, oh, let me taste avocado. Now, I love avocado. We have an avocado tree. It's not big enough yet to make me avocados, but because now I want to make sure we're doing fair trade with, where I get my avocados, and I try not to eat too many of them, but I love avocados. But I lived my whole life into my probably late 30s, early 40s with the rule that my 5-year-old self had made. That limiting belief that said avocados, bleh, right? But I love avocados. Mangoes, okay, well, if I like avocados, I better try mangoes too, right? Do not like mangoes, okay? But I let my adult self check. I let my adult self take assessment and look at a limiting belief that said, I don't do this because it was a rule that my 5-year-old self had made. And we don't always realize what the rules we're living by because somebody else said something to us at a time when we were impressionable, or we decided for ourselves a rule that is no longer applicable to us. So where in your life might you still be living by the rules of a 5-year-old? Or where are you living by the rules that somebody said in a flippant comment, somebody who has no vote, no necessarily value or proximity place to be the rule maker in your life? Okay? In my house we say, if you don't pay my bills, you don't get a vote. Okay? And so, I realize my headphones are still on, so, I guess Instagram can hear me. In my house, we say, if you don't pay my bills, you don't get a vote. Okay? If you don't get a vote, then you don't get to tell me how I live my life, and you don't get to make rules for me. Okay? But we do have these people when we're younger and we're impressionable, thank you so much, Chris Judd, that if you have a rule, that just becomes rote. It becomes the fact. It becomes whatever. I was a nail biter my whole life until, I don't remember when, but probably 15 years ago. But I never thought I could be a person who wasn't a nail biter because that was part of who I was. A rule about who I was, or a rule about what I was capable of. It's not what I'm capable of now. I'm capable of more. We're all capable of so much more. Infinite possibilities. The possibilities are literally infinite. Okay? And so Mike Dooley's work on this is his program, and if you're familiar with Mike Dooley, he's amazing. But this is his program, and it is so in alignment with my teachings that I have been teaching for years about manifestation, breaking through limiting beliefs like avocados and mangoes, and creating the Unspooling Your DNA workshop. So all of this fits so perfectly together that it made perfect sense for me to become a certified trainer with him on this program to be able to share this information. So the class starts Wednesday night. So we're almost 48 hours away. There are still seats available, and you can get a 20% discount code. You can get into the raffle to get a 20% discount code. If you have already bought your tickets and you win the raffle, we'll refund the difference. Please don't worry. So if you've already bought a ticket and you have and you get into the drawing for the 20%, I will send you the money. Please do not worry. We got you. We got you. Because I really want to make sure, and this is why the DNA class is it's $30, people, because I want to make sure that these things are available for the people who really need them, okay? That is something that I am passionate about, is that I could charge a whole lot of money for things, but I want things to be available for the people who really need them. And so that's what's going on there. So Thank you. Chris is posting information on the Infinite Possibilities class is available on the homepage of my website. Thanks to Chris Judd, my website guru. And she's my guru. And then also information about Mike Dooley. And if you're following the page, you know I sometimes will put his tut messages from the universe. Those are so good to sign up for everybody. You know, he's just awesome, and he sends these messages from the universe. They're like, you know, 2-3 lines, maybe once in a while you get a paragraph, but it's just a lovely, like, positive affirmation, reminder that we are in a positive place, to stay in a positive place, remembering that the universe is on our side. And if you were with me last week when I told the story about the rental car and the police officer in New Jersey, then you know that was 100% about how the universe is on our side. Okay, so I want to tell you really quickly about these women that I met yesterday. Okay, I had a reading with 2 women. They wanted to come together, and I said okay. And I try to be careful about friends coming together, like if they're lifelong friends, do they know the secrets? Do they know the, you know, might somebody come through or some information come through that might like set somebody off on a jealousy, something like that. And they're like, no, we're not worried about that. But they were very mum about their relationship. And I said, okay, great, no worries. What comes through, 2 young women who have passed very young from cancer type illnesses. And that's how these 2 women met, because their girls were friends. And it was so fascinating to listen to the women, the young women and the mothers, and to be able to share all this information to create some healing. Now, I'm not telling you this to brag about how awesome the mediumship session was. These women were so fun, these young women. But the part of the conversation, in the grief part of the conversation with these moms, was about, in some way, at some level, our souls volunteered to be here in a time such as this. Okay? We, humans that are here right now, watching me, living life, breathing air on this planet, we, before we were even born, before our parents were even born, we signed up and said, we will come here to be part of this humanity, this period in humanity, so that we can bear witness, we can experience, we can share insight, we can stand up, we can sit down, we can do all the things that we can't do without a body. We volunteered to come here and to walk the path so others could walk the path. Okay? So these moms, to be able to say they agreed to come here and incarnate before their parents were even born, so that they could come to be the parents of these young women, to hold that space and be the ones to allow them to experience illness, helplessness, love, unconditional love, pain, strength, courage, all the things. And the moms were experiencing the same thing. Okay? Now, I see Stacy's comment, and I see Chris has posted the message from the universe for today, so thank you. And I see Stacy's comment that she says it's all already written. And I disagree. Now let me explain. To a point, I believe that we come here with a shopping list. We have a grocery list. We come here, we've got our pen, we've got our list, we say, okay, this is what I want to achieve, learn, do, experience, have, all the things. We have that on our shopping list, which is why we see miscarriages, we see sudden infant death, we see suicide. Oh, my little extra light just pooped out. Didn't see that coming. We come here with a shopping list, and in our shopping list there's also exit ramps. Okay, we also have these exit ramps that say, if I cannot achieve the path, achieve the things on my grocery list that I came here to experience, I have places in my path that I can take an exit ramp. And so for these young women, it is possible that they came here, experienced everything that they had on their grocery list, could go no further, and decided it was time to leave. Okay? Now, so to Stacy's point, there is a framework, there is a grocery list, that is written long before we come here. But how we go through that path, how we check off the things on the list, which stores we choose to shop in, and when we decide our cart is full, those are things that are part of our soul's in the moment experience. I don't believe that we come here and go, okay, at 16 I'm going to get cancer, and at 18 I'm going to pass on a Tuesday. I don't believe that that's how it works. But I do believe the shopping list is the framework that says, here are the things that I want to experience, and here are the stores I'm going to shop at, and here's where I know my grocery list, my cart is full, and it's time to go to the checkout counter. Okay? So it's, and Sharon makes a great point as well. I find it hard to believe I chose this particular path. I say that to myself every dang day, especially when I look at what is going on the planet right now, not just the United States, but on the planet. And I think about that. Many of you know that I am Jewish, proudly Jewish, and I think about that for the people who were living in times like these in the 40s in Europe. Why would I have chosen to come here? But part of that is we have to be willing to take a bullet. And I don't mean a literal bullet. There are no bullets. I am not a gun person. Okay. We have to be willing to take a bullet to bear witness for others, to bear witness for future generations. We become part of the, always had this thing about Buzz Lightyear and the little green guys with the 3 eyes, and they're like part of the Unimind. We are one, right? Okay, I love those guys. Because we are one. And what we learn, we share with the collective. And so this time around, for whatever reason, maybe last time we had the cakewalk life. Maybe last time we were carried around on a litter, eating bonbons, we were royalty, we didn't have a care in the world. And maybe this time we wanted something more interesting. I've been seeing these ads on Facebook about cats, because I have cats and dogs. One of them is snoring, the dog over there. That they talk about how the cats are missing out on all this mental stimulation because they're hunters and they need stimulation, and so I should definitely spend $35 on a little battery-operated cat toy that will race around my house and drive me crazy. It's probably not going to happen. Yes, may you live in interesting times, absolutely. But it's part of that is true. Our souls, need the stimulation. We come here for the stimulation. We can't experience war, famine, love, pain, courage, strength, adventure, pizza, any of these things from the spirit world. We can't experience all those things. We can only experience the good and the bad, the easy and the hard in a body. And we have to have both. You cannot have the good without the bad. You cannot have the sun without the rain. Without the rain, the planet would perish. Without the sun, the planet would perish. We have to have the good with the bad. And there is another, it's not an ancient Chinese proverb, I don't know who said it, it's probably in Pirkei Avot or Talmud something somewhere, this too shall pass. And so when we are in the hard times, this too shall pass. And when we are in the easy times, this too shall pass. And so when we have these opportunities to stay in the place of love and gratitude, to be able to say, I'm grateful to live in interesting times. I wish sometimes they weren't so interesting. I'm grateful to live in a time where humanity is learning. Because make no mistake, we are learning. And sometimes the way we learn is by putting our hand on the stove. So we are learning. Humanity is learning. Learning lessons is not easy. You all know that. It is not easy to learn those lessons. And you've heard me say it before, right? Humanity has been evolving through the chakras. We are in the throat chakra. This is the time of the voice. Right now, people are using their voices from every single direction and in every single manner. And people are saying all the things that have been pent up inside them for years. This is the time of the throat chakra, the time of the voice. And prayerfully, hopefully, gratefully soon, the next chakra will be the ears and the third eye. Okay? We are in a time of humanity's evolution. And I believe that we chose to be here so that we could be the light bringers, to go back to Sharon and Chris and Stacy's points. I believe we did choose to be here now. Because what happens if we aren't? That's 3, 4, 5, 10, 12, 100 less light bringers, less people to carry the light, to share the light. And what happens if we're not here to have our little light? Because when I share my light with you, we have 2 lights. My light doesn't diminish. Now there's more light. And when you share your light with someone else, there's more light. And so I believe we did choose to be here in a time such as this, to be the light bringers, because we knew we were going to be needed. And we knew that we would be strong enough to keep the light lit. And that is what I think. And I think that because I have spent a lot of time communing with my soul, who has shared all of these things with me. And so this is the things that I try to come back to every single day. Because when you read the news, especially what's going on in Portland, what's going on in Gaza, what's going on in Chicago, when you read the news, Texas, South Carolina, when you read the news, it is very easy to want to close your eyes and say, where the F is the light? Except, you know that saying, physician, heal thyself. We're the light, which means we have to take that responsibility of keeping the light lit, caretaking the planet, caretaking each other, caretaking a belief that this too shall pass, and that there will be something else down the road when it does. Because when it passes, there's going to be a whole lot of people wandering around going, what the hell just happened and what do we do now? And we are going to be there, or our descendants are going to be there to say, hey, I got you. Let's fix it together. Okay? I believe, I have to believe, because honestly, if we didn't have a belief that this too shall pass and there would be something else and something different and something better, and that we did come here for a reason, I don't know that any one of us would want to get out of bed in the morning. So I have to believe that. And I will tell you that every single time I tap into those on the other side, they remind me that this, what I have been sharing, what I have just shared, is the right path. For me, I can't say what is the right path for anybody else, but they remind me every day that there is more going on here than what we are remembering, or that we know about, or that we are, what you see on that surface is not the truth of the story. It is not the whole story. Okay. A Persian adage about impermanence, both good and bad things will pass. Absolutely. So there was a story of the king that had note in his pockets, right? Or that's a different story. All we are is dust and ashes to ash, something like that. But there's lots of different stories about this too shall pass. It is something that holds me every single day. Okay? This too shall pass. I love you, Monica Flores. I'm so happy to see you. Hello. All right. So keeping in mind, emotions are heightened. We are in a full moon. The energy is ramping up till just before midnight tonight East Coast time, and this is the super moon, the super harvest moon. Not singing it again, but it's the super harvest moon. So this is a really important time. So if you're feeling a little extra right now, and if it seems like things are a little extra right now, they are, because it's a full moon, and it affects a lot of things in a lot of different ways. Okay, so we will continue to go forward. We cannot go backwards. We will continue to go forward. We will hopefully continue to be light workers, light bringers, light believers, people who talk of the light, people who share love, gratitude, a smile, a hug, something with others to make our little corner of the world a better place. Because when I hug you or share light with you and I send you out the door or off on your way feeling a little better, a little more filled with light, you turn around and do the same thing to somebody else. And that is how we will continue to fight. And we are not fighting, okay, but that is how we continue. So let me use a different word. This is how we continue to bring the light forward, to keep the flame lit, and to keep the light in the world. Because if we give up and we quit and we say, I can't bring the light anymore, guess what happens? It's not a good. It's not good. It has been a little extra. Yes, it has been a little extra for about 10 months. That is 100% correct. Because, and so you have to go back, Monica, and watch last week's video, because last week I talked about how the muck and the molasses and the ugh that we've all been in is finally starting to give way. There's finally starting to be a space, a place where we can break through the mud, where we have been wading up to our shoulders in the muck and the mud, and now we're starting to come to the place, last week we talked about this, coming to the place where it's receding, we're coming to the shallows, and we're starting to work our way out, and things are starting to go forward, which is why we're seeing things that are starting to go forward on both sides, right? We see things that are like, hard, and things that are getting easier, okay? Because there will come that break point. There will absolutely come a break point. So, okay, but we are, having been wading through the muck and the mud and the molasses and the ugh for the last 10 months, we are coming to the place where we're starting to come, where it's, up to the waist, maybe hips, and it's getting a bit easier to walk, okay? Because people are starting to walk forward, okay? And I see this and the things that I read and the people that I work with, I see that paths are starting to be made to go forward. And it's interesting because I saw something that Chris Judd had posted about needing a new path in another group that we share, that we're both part of. And I said, oh yes, that's exactly right. Because it feels like for the last period of time, we've all been like banging ourselves against this wall, right? We've all been like, I want to go this way. And the muck and the mud and the ugh is staying like, that's nice. Good for you. Whatever. Not happening. Right? And so for a lot of people, we've been banging our heads against the wall. And so now we come to this place that says, oh, wait, now a break can be made, and now I can wade through, and now I can go forward. And we will go forward in a different way. We will go forward in a way that is different than what we had originally planned or thought or devised. And again, if you watched last week, when I said, please help me with this stupid rental car, I really expected and hoped that they were going to help me get back to New LaGuardia safely without any kind of police hiccups, and that I was going to be able to return the car without any kind of issue and be able to move on, right? And that is not what happened. Okay, the police in New Jersey pulled me over. That was not on my playlist. That was not on my bingo card. The police in New Jersey pulled me over. They gave the tickets to the rental car company, not to me. Okay, and the rental car company came and picked up the car, and I didn't have to worry about it. That was not how I saw that playing out. Wasn't on my bingo card. But I asked them for help, and I said, I know you can work this out in a way that is to my benefit. This is how I see it, but I know you can see it from a better perspective. So I trust you to figure it out. And I met a very nice New Jersey police officer. So having the faith is not easy. It's not. I know it's not. Having the faith that things are going to work out, especially when it doesn't look like what we asked for, planned, or designed, is not easy. But trust that things will loop back around and you're going to get to that finish point exactly on time and in a way that is better, even when it doesn't seem like that right now. And that is hard. It is hard because it sounds so Pollyanna. Well, everything's going to be okay. Well, yeah, but that might mean that your daughter passes from cancer. That is not okay. That is not making things okay. To the human, to the mother, to a parent who should never have to walk that path. Not okay. However, when we look from a different perspective, if that's what they came here to do, if that's what was on the grocery list, then that was what was on the grocery list. And then that becomes the thing that is checked off the list. That does not make it easy, does not make it better, does not make it fun or fair or any of those things. But it makes it what was supposed to be for the young person's grocery list. It is not easy to have the faith, especially in the face of hard. And there is a lot of hard going on right now. But it is the only thing that I have found to keep me from going insane. And so I share that with you in the hope that perhaps it will help you to continue to go forward, to continue to believe that there is light, that we are the bringers, the carriers, the trustees, the custodians of the light, the caretakers, because you wouldn't be here watching me on a Monday if you weren't that person who understands the importance of custodying, caring for, custodying the light. You wouldn't be here otherwise. You would never have been attracted to my energy, my vibe, this tribe, this community. You wouldn't be here if you didn't believe it. And Sharon, I know, because I know you walk that path with your daughter, and I know. And my dear friend Mona, who's part of my mediumship mentorship training group, has lost her daughter recently to cancer, and it's awful. It's horrible. And she lost it. This is the second of 3 children that she's lost, and I know so many, too many, have lost their children to drugs, to suicide, to motorcycle accidents, to vehicle accidents, just too many. But I will tell you that every single one of those mothers is still here. Every single one of those mothers has found a way to go forward, including the 2 I was blessed to meet yesterday. There is only one that is not, I want to say she's alive, she's living, she's, breathing, she's got a job, she's functioning. She's not really living, but there's only one. And I can probably count 12 young people whose parents are here dealing with that. And just in a quick count out. And so Sharon, we pray, we trust medical science as best as we can. We make the best decisions that we can. I mean, I worry about my kids all the time. My son, the younger one, I am very concerned all the time because of the hours he keeps with his job that, exhaustion is worse than drunk driving, So that's a worry that I have, but I have no control over it. I can't stop it. I can't fix it. He's 25. So the best I can do is ask them to protect him and others around him and keep him safe. And thank God he comes home every night. So the fear is real. And I'm not having the same fear that you are or that Chris is having. But the thing I have to hold on to is we will meet them again. They will come through to us loud and clear. We know that from mediumship they will. And that whatever happens is what they came here to do. And what we came here to do. And I cannot even begin to imagine the strength it takes to be the parent of a child who commits a horrible atrocity like a school shooting, who passes from cancer or a horrible, God forbid, horrible accident, and to have the strength to stand in the gap and say, I love that person. I will somehow find a way to go forward without that person. And, we pray nobody needs to walk that path, but unfortunately, there are those of us who signed up for that. And so all we can do is pray for their souls to be at peace, that they have achieved what they came here to do, and that we can stay in that place of soul love, even when it's super hard to love the humans, because there's a lot of humans on the planet, it's hard to love, but we try, and we pray good things for them and not bad things, because from the soul perspective, we're all one. We're all one. Melissa says, I so agree. It's been years of praying and hoping and wishing and hoping, and after 48 years, finally seeing the fruit. The lesson for me is it's always in God's time, it's not mine. Absolutely. You know that saying, it's not God's delay is not God's denial, right? Right? And how many, so let's bring this back around here for a second, because we got a little macabre. Let's bring it back around to the infinite possibilities. Okay, so years ago, when the psychic medium I was working with said, oh, you're going to do this work, and I literally laughed in her face. Someone I love, someone I fully respect, I truly value, I laughed in her face, and she said, yeah, you're going to be doing this in like 3 years. And I was like, 2.5 years later, here we were. How frustrating, how difficult, how hard is it for those either in spirit, those around us who can see the true path, and we are the ones going, no, I'm staying in my lane, I want this, I want this, I want this. How frustrating. You know those images of the guardian angels going like this, right? Like, I'm sure that was mine for a long time. It probably still is. There is a peace that comes with alignment. Not an easiness, a peace. So what happens when we start to open ourselves up? We open our mind, we open our brain, we open our heart to the possibility of other perspectives. Because infinite possibilities is so much about the limiting beliefs, but that's not just about what we're capable of or what I can accomplish in my lifetime. Exposing those limiting beliefs and reshaping them and coming to a higher perspective is all about what we're just talking about, is why are we here during a time like this? Why did we choose this? What are we doing here? That's all part of understanding those limiting beliefs, that there is something more for all of us, for our young people, for our predecessors, for our partners, for us. There is something more. There is something more for all of us. And that's what the infinite possibilities work is about. That's what unspooling your DNA is about, is coming to understand yourself and why you are here in a much higher, deeper perspective. All right. I've got 3 card decks here that have been eavesdropping on all of this. So let's see what's going on. Now I do want to pull, I've been shuffling the animal spirit card because I do want to pull an animal spirit card because they've been really kind of chattering at me the last couple of days. So this is the mountain goat. It says, there's something out of balance in your life, so do whatever you need to do to correct it. Now, it was upside down, and I don't know that these, hang on to that, Stacy. We're going to do the general cards, the collective cards first. And I don't know that the animal spirit cards really go upside down. But what this is talking about is there's something out of balance, do what you need to do to correct it. But this is, you have the ability, you have the power to correct it. Okay, this isn't like, hey, could you think about correcting it? You might want to look at correcting that. It says, no, the mountain goat can climb. I mean, you see these videos of mountain goats climbing on the ledge of a cliff, like climbing up the side of it. I mean, it's insane. The mountain goat has complete confidence that it can make it and total tenacity to continue going up. Okay, they're not panicked. They just trust the path. Okay, the mountain goats just trust the path. And it doesn't say, hey, could you think about maybe you could look at maybe trying to get in balance? No, it says, do what you need to do to correct it. Because it has full faith in your capabilities. Okay, so that is the important card that is waiting to climb out of the box for us for our collective today. All right, we're going to grab an Kyle Gray Archangel card because I really like knowing which archangels are around with us, and then we're going to go over to the soul coaching cards from Denise Lynn, because I don't know about you all, but I am loving those cards. Really, they're just so beautiful, and they really inspire me. All right. So this is Raguel, Waves of Healing. I almost feel like I need one of those flashlights in the thing of the Waves of Healing. I mean, hello, it's like we couldn't have planned it, right? Waves of Healing, it says, be open and vulnerable as this will initiate healing and harmonious resolution. Raguel, okay? Which tells us we are capable of healing, we are capable of vulnerability, we are capable of being open to receive the messages from the universe, and that we are capable of healing as humans. Remember, these are the cards for the collective, okay? This is not my card. This is not your specific cards. These are the cards for the collective that says, Waves of Healing, we as the collective are capable of creating and welcoming and manifesting waves of healing, okay? We don't get the things that we're not capable of. Okay? You know that saying that says, God doesn't give us, more than we can handle, and I wish God didn't trust me so much. Waves of Healing reminds us that we are capable. The mountain goat reminds us that we are capable, because we wouldn't get those cards. we wouldn't have those impulses, those inclinations, if we weren't. All right. Now, we've been using this for a couple of weeks. This is newer. This is Denise Lynn's Soul Coaching cards. These are, I think, some of the most beautiful cards I've ever seen, and I am loving working with them. So this will be a couple of cards for the collective. Chris says she needs some waves of healing today, so if you can keep her in your thoughts with some waves of healing, I'm sure that would be appreciated. All right, so this is this card is truth, and you can't make this shit up. Okay, this card is also number 50, which tells us we are in the middle, we are going forward, we are in the path, on the path, we are going forward. This is the path, but this is 50. Okay, 50 tells us we're either in the bottom of the valley and we're getting ready to start climbing out, or at the top of the mountain getting ready to start climbing. You know, we are halfway through. Okay, we are not done, but we got to keep going. And this is truth. Now look, she's holding a beautiful lit up crystal ball. She's looking at it with love and hope and healing. She's got light that's behind her. These are not storm clouds. The light is coming out to her. Okay, this is reminding us that we are capable of holding on to the truth. We are holding on to the light. The light is all around us. The light is coming to us because we are the light carriers. But we are capable of seeing, discerning, sharing, valuing, and holding on to the truth. Okay? This is this card. This is a badass card of strength, courage, fortitude that says, I'm standing firm in my space as a light carrier. That's what this card is. So we're talking about a mountain goat that has strength, agility, bounce, and tenacity with healing, the ability to heal whatever it is we need to heal from Raguel, right? That we have the ability because we're standing in the truth of the light of who we are. There's a song that says, stand in the light and be true to who you are. I don't remember who sings it. Toby something, I think. Stand in the light and be true, be who you are. Be true to who you are. And that's this right here. Stand in the light and be who you are. Okay? We do that by healing what's out of balance, healing ourselves, staying in our path, being light bringers, light carriers, light custodians, standing in our truth. Okay? All right, so then we have essence. And essence is 19. 19, 1, and 9, 10, okay, which tells us that we still have a ways to go in our journey, okay, but essence is about peace. Stand in the light and be true to who you are, the truth of yourself, but don't forget that it is safe to share that with others. It is safe to share that peace. When we stand in the light and we're true to who we are, we will come to that place of peace. Okay, you asked, why did we come to, incarnate in a time such as this? Because we're strong enough. And when we stand in the light and we're true to who we are, they come to a place of peace where chaos may be going all around us, but we can take that moment, that breath, that centering that says, okay, I can't control or fix that right now, but I'm going to stand in the light and be true to who I am, and I'm going to find this place of peace so that I can keep my strength and go forward. Okay? Thank you. Chris Judd, my encyclopedia, who I adore. Okay? Dworkin-Smith, stand in the light. The line is, stand in the light and be seen as we are. There we go. There you go. All right. And then, of course, the third card, because you cannot make this stuff up, is believe. Number 8. Believe. Number 8, the infinity symbol. Timeless, in perpetuity, foreverness, knowing, and look at him. He's standing there looking at the light that is coming right, shining on his face. He's got his arms open. The dog is there. And this little young one, little boy perhaps, open arms. I am here. I am ready and willing to receive. And what's more, I'm capable of receiving because I'm standing in my truth. I've got my peace. Okay, I know who I am. Okay, I've done my healing work. and I have got my strength. So I am ready to stand in the truth of who I am, and I believe that there is more going on than what we are seeing on the surface of the planet. Sometimes when I pull these cards and I get to the third card, I really just, my brain is going whap, 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 like when the thing that spins runs to the end of the tape, like the old reel-to-reel tape machines, and he gets to the end, he goes whap, 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 because the wheel in my brain is going, as to quote Chris, holy fuckballs. Because I do believe with all my heart that the cards are little eavesdroppers, but sometimes their eavesdropping is so spot on, I can't even, like, it makes my own brain go, so, yeah, that's amazing. So, if ever we needed a reading that to give us hope to keep on going and be the light bringers, that was it. So, all right, I'm going to take a glass of water, drink of water, and you all know the time is now. Put it in the comments. Let's get some cards going for you all as well. Woo! That was a good one. Every single day they amaze me, Stacy. Every single day they amaze me. Something happens, somebody says, something I see, card I pull. Every single day there's something that's like, wow. And I can't for the life of me have one syllable of denial that there's something more. I can't, because we have all seen so many things that are like, whoa. I can't for 1 second say that there's not something more going on in there, up there, around. And then the next words out of my mouth are always, and hopefully for you too, is thank you. Hello, Yesenia, hello. Mwah! So then the next words out of my mouth are thank you. Because when stuff like this happens and I'm like, y'all really are there. And thank you. Because they could be anywhere, right? And if they're here watching out for me, huzzah! Like, yay! And I don't know about you, but that makes me feel a shit ton better about what goes on in the world and in my circle anyway, because I know for sure I'm not alone. For sure. Oh, thanks, Helen. Thanks. All right. Oh, before we pull the cards, I'm sorry, let me grab the angel cards real quick. And they're jumping out of the box here. Let me grab the angel cards because I really like these Malachim cards. Okay, we've got laughter and integrity. Laughter and integrity. Laughter and integrity. I don't know how to say these in English or in Hebrew or Arabic, but we have laughter and integrity. So these are the Malachim cards. If you've not been with us before, these are Israeli Arabic angel cards. They're written in Hebrew, Arabic, and English, and they're designed to be conceptual. They're designed to be ideas that lay over top of what we're talking about. So as we're doing things, it's important that we have joy and laughter, and that we also stay in integrity. Okay, so gratitude is, to me, gratitude is part of integrity. Okay, so yes, and special. Oh, thank you. Near-death experiences. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the things that happen and the things that we, and if you need a light, pick-me-up story that, it's not all light, but it's a very easy read. If you're looking for a story that really is about confirmation, about what's on the other side, who's on the other side, all of those things, you might check out this book that I used for my hypnotherapy certification term paper. Is The Afterlife of Billy Fingers. I talk about this book a lot because I really enjoyed it so much. This guy was a petty thief, petty criminal, drugs, stuff, and he passes, and the family kind of written him off, and he comes from the other side, and he talks with his sister. And it is a really magical story that he tells, and and she wrote the book, and she details her experience, and it's told from her perspective as she is trying to be like, wait, what is going on? And to understand that that's really her brother, and that what it is real, and she's not being haunted, and it's really a very uplifting and powerful book, and it is I think it's worth the read, and it's not long, and it's a very quick read. It's not heavy like that. So, all right. Oh, thank you to my translators, Chris and Sharon, Yasher and Nazaha, Shemlemut, okay, and laughter, Tzak, Hebrew, and Hik in Arabic. Excellent. All right. So let's go back up here and, okay, so you know if you want a card, you've put it in the comments. Please only put it in the comments once, just once, because otherwise I only have this many space. I can see your comments on either the Instagram or Facebook, and then we'll go in the order of whose comments, and we'll make sure everybody gets there. So first up we have Ellen Jane, and this is hardship. Now I do have to say this is, I only turned it right side up so I could read it, Ellen. This is hardship. It's card 31, but it was upside down. Okay, so 31, 3 and 1 is 4. You know that you are with me as a regular, so you know 4 is that the number of support, right? 4 legs of the chair or the table, that you are being supported by the other side. But this is hardship that says, hey, you are upside down, so there might be hardship, but you will get through it and you will be supported through it. And that is really important to understand, because again, look how much light at the lighthouse, and the lighthouse is really important because you are the lighthouse, you are the light bringer, you are not the light taker, which means you are bringing light to others, okay? So you are the lighthouse, but you are being supported as you are the light bringer for others. So there may be hard days, there may be some challenges, but you are going to be supported as you go through them, okay? All right, so that's for Ellen. And thank you, Sharon. Thank you very much for your sweet words. Thank you. Yeah, some days I feel like I just kind of open my mouth and then things pour out of them. And sometimes I can feel it coming through my head and out. Today it just came out. So today they were really talking. So this card, Sharon, is faith. Now this also is upside down, okay? This is card 20, so 2, this is we need to renew faith, we get to renew faith, and maybe that's what this conversation was about today, to help you renew faith and to help you to kind of see things from a different perspective. But this beautiful card is faith, but it's upside down. It says, listen, it's really important that you're not losing faith. Okay, now remembering she's got a lot of light behind her, and here we have this beautiful full moon that is supporting her as she's going forward. She is being carried forward, okay? So even though this card is upside down, it says, hey, don't lose faith. Don't lose faith. Hold on to this. We've still got you. Even upside down, we're still holding you. You can do this, that we're with you, even when it feels like things are dark, that it's important that we're leaning in, okay? When things are harder is when we get to choose to lean in more. Unfortunately, when things are harder is when we often choose to turn away and lean in less, right? We lean into our own selves more, and when things are harder is when we really want to lean up more. There is, what is the name of that film? There is it's an older film. It was one of the Christian smaller film companies that became big. It was a story about a high school football team and the coach, and then they went on and did another movie about a firefighter. But this was something about giants, something. But the wife of the coach, they really, really wanted to have a baby, and they just couldn't. They were really struggling. And she came to this realization that she needed to believe more in and to love God, the universe source, more in the hard in order to get through to the good. And when she was able to come to that understanding, they were able to conceive and have a baby. Now, it was Facing the Giants. Thank you, Yesenia, on Instagram, Facing the Giants. It's a really good movie. Regardless of your religious affiliation, it's a really good movie. But when we come to that place where we can really, yep, Chris got it right as well, when we can really stay in that place of love and gratitude and faith, even in the hard, that's when we can really feel that extra support, okay, and where we can really move forward. So that was for Sharon, okay? Sharon. Okay. All right. For my friend Chris Judd, this is when you ask for card Stacey. Yes, Chris Judd, my right-hand person. My right-hand person, can't do it without her. Absolutely, my absolute angel. All right, Chris Judd. Now, interesting because I've seen this card before. Okay, this is the love card. Okay, so this card is for Chris Judd. This is the love card. This is 33. Okay, which is 6. Tells us there's a new path. There's a change in the direction. 6. But also 3s coming in consecutive order. 3s, we know 3 is that there's more to that story, right? The unfolding butterfly wings. There's more to the story. But 6 says, okay, 3 says, we're going in the right direction. So the part that's important here is that you are in this place of love, of self, love of the passion, the belief, the things that you want to bring to fruition, love of your journey, love of the skills and abilities that you have to help other people. Okay, because I saw your other post in earlier today about frustration, and so this card really hits for me as it is so important that even when we're still walking through the mud, it's the passion and it's the love of what you are bringing to the table that is moving you forward. Okay, even for all of us, even when we get frustrated, even when we get all those things, it is the love of self, the love that I have something important to offer, something important to bring to the table, that love is what carries us forward. And the fact that it's 3, there's more to the story, there's more that's going to be revealed, and then another 3 that says, hey, trust us, we're really going to show you some stuff, there's more that's going on. We put those together to 6, and that's that change in direction, coming around in a circle that's familiar, right, like sacred geometry, coming around to see things from a different perspective, okay? So you are on the right path. You are. You just want to make sure you continue to stay in love with yourself, in love with the work that you're doing, in love with why you're doing it, and in love with what you're bringing to the table. There is more. And you've already heard the strength of the mountain goat and the profound healing of Raguel and the belief that things are going in the right direction. So add that to this pile, okay? All right. Just scroll. Sharing everybody's faith wavers. Absolutely. Nope, we don't lose it completely if we're wise. If we're wise, right? So but every one of us wavers. Absolutely. In hardship, in the place of what the did just happened, and we all waver. Absolutely. My father, who I don't talk about quite as much, my father is a doctor. He is a national championship weightlifter. He's a pretty slender guy. He's not, a bulky, big guy like my kids. And my dad had a stroke. And it was a complete fluke, a complete freak accident. The man who could lift a car had a stroke and is now battling with early dementia. And again, the strongest man in the room, the strongest person I know, mentally, physically, all those things. And I say, what the F? Except I don't lose faith because he's here. He's still here at 85 years old. God bless. I have both my parents, and I know that's lucky. So there's places where we're all going to have a test in our faith. And then we take a breath, and we come back, and we try to remember, stay in the place of love, and try and say, okay, what can I learn from this? Where's the blessing? Where is the pony in the pile of horse poop? You've all heard me say it 100 times. Where is the pony in the pile of horse poop? Okay, so we all are tested, Sharon. There is no shame in that game, ever at all. Okay. All right, Stephen. All right, abundance. Ooh, this is card number 1 with lots of hot air balloons for you, my friend. Ooh, what's going on? I know you traveled recently, so hopefully some wonderful things have happened and some things are continuing to expand there, because this would lead me to believe. Lots of light, tons of light, but everything going up. You'll notice there are no balloons left on the ground. They are all going up. Everything has gone up, 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 right? So things are definitely on the up for my friend Stephen. That is great. That means there's some expansion going on for you, and I take that as a confirmation card as well, because I believe we've talked about that in the past as well. So continue to stay in the zone, stay in the path. Expansion is coming your way. So yay. All right, Monica, passion. This card is also upside down. This is the passion card, and this card is 36. So 3 and 6 is 9. So I have to say to you, my friend, that you have come to the end of a specific road, and it is time for you to choose new paths, to choose new passion. Okay. So Monica, this is a time for you to come to this place of, what do I want for me? What is it that's going to fill up my heart? Because you have put your passion on the shelf for others for a while, okay? And it's time to say, okay, this is now your time, okay? And there is no wrong move when we are following our heart to lead us forward to bring something out into the world that is our joy, okay? And so this is about rediscovering this piece of you, okay? This piece that is for you, okay? Yes? All right. Hang on, because I feel like I've lost myself here. Hang on a second. I think I have something else to say to my friend Monica. Okay, there we are. Okay. There you are. Okay, yeah, so get to a point where I can't scroll back anymore. So, okay, Monica, trust, okay? There's a thing that's in your heart. There's a thing that's been wanting to come out. There's a thing that you've been wanting to share or bring or to study or to bring to fruition. And what they're saying is that it's time for you to explore that. And it's safe for you to explore that because it's going to bring this joy and happiness. And it's going to reignite you because there's parts of us where we get to this place where we've been mom and wife and coworker and sister and daughter and all these things. And we get to a place where like, who am I again? And so this passion card is saying to you, listen, 3 and 6 is 9. Okay, so 3, you heard me say, more to the story. And 6, we're coming around to see things from a different perspective. The 9 is you've done all the things. It's time to do something else. Okay, so this is time for you to have your, what is it that's for you? And it's okay to be a little selfish. All right, so I see some comments about my maybe you put in a comment about getting a card and some things have disappeared, and I see that I can only scroll back so far right now. So please don't panic, okay? We always try to get everybody in. So I have got Belinda and Stacy and okay, so Belinda and Stacy, okay. And yeah, and then I can't scroll back. So if we get to the end and we didn't get your card, definitely put in your, if I haven't done your card yet, don't put it in the comments now because then I won't be able to see the other ones. Okay, so Belinda, because now I can't see Belinda. Okay, so just making sure. Okay, Belinda. Okay, so Belinda, this is energy. It is right side up. And Belinda, this is the 17, so it's 8. 1 and 7 is 8. Okay, and so this is facing into the light, receiving, arms up, bottle open. We are receiving, right? We are receiving so that we are, I see you. So that we are receiving. So Belinda, this is about receiving, okay? This is about allowing and receiving and being open to the possibilities, okay? So Belinda, this is going to be a great time for you because this is really about being open to the possibilities, being open to new horizons as the sun is coming up, being open to new possibilities, okay? So this is going to be really great because as we do that, we get energized. All right, so we have Stacy. I'm going to catch up. I see you, Yesenia. I will not forget you. I'm going to catch up over here because I feel like I'm falling behind on the comments here. So we've got Stacy Claxton, and this is light. This card is 32, so 3 and 2, which is that pair path. But this also was upside down when I grabbed it. So, but look at her. She's into the light. And she's also got the bottle open. We are the vessel, and we have to open. I ask people when we do manifesting workshops, and I say, put your arms up, and they all go like this, like they're getting a field goal. I'm like, you cannot receive like that. You have to open your arms. You open your heart. You open this energy all up. You open to the possibilities. And Stacy, this is what they're talking about, is they're talking about these possibilities because you have this pair bond, right? You have 3, which is more, there's more to the story, but there's a partner to help you to receive. Now that may be a partner in spirit. It could be a partner here in incarnate. But Stacy, this is someone who believes in you and wants to support you and lift you and help you to go forward. But this is really this card about light. This card is about belief. This card is about being open to those possibilities. Is open to the understanding that there is more and being ready to receive it. So allowing that these things are going to come from slightly unexpected spaces is where I'm feeling this, but that there is more that's coming your way, Stacy. So being open. So I look forward to hearing more about that. Okay. Let me scroll. Okay. More than one way to say things. Shawana. Okay. And Lorraine. Okay. And Melissa. All right. I feel like I'm catching up a little bit. Shawana sent me happy kissy faces, which is always nice. And all right, Shawana. This is also upside down. This is communication. This is card number 11. Okay. Now, communication is also about listening. So what I'm understanding from this, because it was upside down, okay, is Shawana, where are you not listening? Okay, where are you not listening? The light is there, this full moon, but it's way back over there, and we're telling secrets in the dark here, okay? And so this is reminding you, and again, this card is 11, so 1 and 1 is 2. This is we're not in it by ourselves, okay? Because the only one, I can't communicate with anybody. Now I can communicate with somebody, but it's a pair. This is, listen, we have to work together, okay? We have to listen as much as we're talking. So it's showing her talking to the tiger, but we have to listen. Where are we not listening? So Shawana, this is going to ask you to get still, get quiet, and see what else is coming in for you, because it seems like there might be a little bit of like, I want to go this way, and the universe is like, hey, we're trying to show you something different. So Shawana, they're asking you to be open, okay? They're asking you, are you coming? They're asking you to be open. They're asking you to be receptive and to listen. Okay. All right. So Lorraine, and then Melissa, and then we'll jump over to Yesenia on Instagram. Lorraine, do you want to go down? Come here. Oops. I got Chihuahua. This is Bo, my Chihuahua. All right. He's going down. All right. He sits in my desk drawer. Like those of you who've been with me a long time know Toby would sit in the desk drawer, but now I got Bo. So all right. Lorraine, this is, I love this. This is like the Wizard of Oz card. This is the success card. It's 47, which is 11. And you heard what I just said to Shawana about 11, right? We go together. So this is very much a collaborative card. And if you look at the card, where can I get it where you can see it really good? There's 2 spires here. Can you see it? There's 2 spires. Yeah, where you can see it. There you go. Can you see it? So there's 2 spires on this castle, right, as you're going through this arch, okay? So there's 2 spires here. So we go forward in success together, Lorraine. So this is very much about letting go and allowing partnership, allowing collaboration, whether again that's human or divine, but allowing collaboration, because there's very much there's success that's waiting for you just to go through the bridge, through the archway, because this is an arch, just to go through. But it is so much about collaboration. It's allowing yourself to be a partner and not feeling like you have to control everything. That success is going to come as you can let things go. Let go of control, allow things to unfold. Okay? All right, Melissa. I don't know, but I see you now, Melissa McGuire, and you're good. I will get you a card. And Sharon, okay. Love of self. Going to have to do a lot of unpacking on that. Self-love is something I've struggled with for decades. Self-love is hard for everybody. A lot of people. I mean, and the only people I know that self-love is not hard for are the narcissists, and we don't want to get too close to that. So self-love, that's okay. Own that it's a struggle, but also own that you're worth it. For all of us, okay? Own that you're worth it. Own that you are worth loving, okay? As somebody who works with you and appreciates that crap out of you, you are definitely worth the time and energy. As someone who is the mom of a sometimes challenging young man to love, you are nowhere near hard to love. I will say that. Not hard to love at all. All right, Melissa McGuire. This card is pleasure. This is 39, so 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. So this is more to the story with pleasure, but this is about enjoying yourself. This is about allowing pleasure, allowing people to do things for you, allowing yourself to receive. Okay, this isn't so much about giving others pleasure. This is about receiving. Okay, so again, taking our hands off the steering wheel, relinquishing control can be very difficult, but this is about receiving. Okay, this card is very much about receiving and allowing things to unfold, right? Because that 3 number, right? Because we have 39, so 9, 10, 11, 12, right? 12, 2, and 1 is 3. So we have more to the story that is there, but this is allowing things to unfold and allowing yourself, giving yourself permission to receive. This is a self-love card also, Melissa, so giving yourself permission to receive. We don't have to always be the ones doing, driving, pushing, going, all the things. Allow yourself permission, give yourself permission to receive. Okay? Chris Judd, you too. All right. Let's scroll. We're going to jump over to Instagram. Yes, I love my parents. I am very lucky. Sometimes my mom drives me bats, but that is okay. Aging, my father says it every day, aging is not for the faint of heart. Stephen says he needs to look up. Some things in some aspects feel at a low. Okay. All right. Well, keep me posted. Let me know where I can help if you would like. Ellen says, thank you, reminding me that if you lose a child, they chose their experience. Yeah, unfortunately, that's the truth. It is very hard for us to be the ones that stay behind. So, oh, look, we caught up. That's so great. All right, so let's, that's everybody. Okay, excellent. All right, you are welcome. Welcome, welcome, all the people. Welcome, welcome. All right, so Yesenia, my friend, Yesenia, who I haven't seen in such a long time, I'm so happy to see you. I love this card for you because this is upside down, but this is the freedom card. This is the freedom card, and this is card 23, so that's 5, okay? So this is about reclaiming your sense of adventure, reclaiming your space, reclaiming your time, reclaiming all the things that you've been doing for all the other people that have been in the box. Like, I gotta stay in my lane. This is like, no, it's time for you to get on that horse and ride like the wind, bullseye, right? It's time for you, because he's not even holding on to the reins, right? He's in the saddle, but he's like, hands up, I'm gonna just ride the wind. Okay, so this is really about letting yourself enjoy and giving yourself permission to step out of other people's guidelines, okay? And so this really, in that 23, in that 2 and the 3, so you are being supported by a partner here or in spirit, but you have more to that story that's going to be revealed. But that 5, 2 and 3 makes 5, is telling you that you're going in the right direction. You've got to keep going. You're not there yet, okay? And so this is telling you to embrace the freedom, enjoy the wind in your hair, and allowing yourself to step out of the expected, okay? You can do that. One of the things I love about you. All right, let's pick one more card that's for the collective, for everyone, to wrap it up. And, oh, we went long today, but that is okay. That is okay. Today seems like it was a really important day because with the full moon and all that. So this card is flow. This is flow. It was upside down. It's 21. This is 2 and 1 is 3. We've been talking about 3 all day, but this is upside down. This card is flow. This is, listen, let's not forget who we are. Let's not get drowned out by all the noise that's out there with all the stuff and all the things, and let's not forget who we are. Stay in your flow. Stay in your path. Okay, allow yourself to stay connected with the higher, your higher, okay, and allow yourself to enjoy the journey. Enjoy the journey, right? Because it is not a sprint, it is a marathon, and you can't change the river, but we can choose how we ride it, okay? We talked a lot about that kind of thing today with how we walk the path. Stay in your flow, right? Absolutely. So I love you too. I'm so happy to see you. Come visit again. I'm sending you a big giant hug. I miss seeing you. Pat too. I miss you all. Absolutely. Come and reach out for a mediumship session. Remember, check your email. Check the posts here on Instagram and Facebook if you'd like a 20% off code. If you'd like to be entered for a 20% off code for the Infinite Possibilities class that is going to start Wednesday night. Don't miss it. Come be part of it. We want you to be with us. It's going to be great. We'd love to have you with us. And always remember how very much you are loved. By me, by the universe, you are loved. Stand in that. Stand in the light and be who you are. I love you. I will see you next Monday. Mwah.